Hi, everybody. Hi. So you're first-year students, so I'm the president of Washington College. And I hope some of the upperclassmen have told you that it makes me always feel better if you call me Kurt. So we're going to practice, okay? I want you to say, hi, Kurt.
Hi, Kurt.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad you're here. We're going to try to make this a real great event. It's a terrific occasion for us. We are thrilled you're here. You bring new promise. The college is just not the same when the faculty and the students are not here. It's a bunch of buildings with no real life. The minute you come back here, it gets to be a real life working place that we all love. So we're entering a new academic year, and we have a new class, that's you. And we all anticipate that things will be great. It's our mission to make this the next 4 years of your life a happy and rewarding time. But I want you to try and remember this moment 4 years from now, because you'll be walking across the stage with your diploma. That, of course, is that you listen to every word the people in back of me say to you. When the faculty tell you to do something, it's probably good that you do it. You may have accomplished exactly what you think you want to do as you walked in here today, or, this is probably most likely, you may have changed your mind, and that's the wonderful thing about this place. You're going to get lots of opportunity, see lots of different things, and make your mind up of what you'd like to do. So either way, you're going to benefit from a very broad interdisciplinary education and some life-changing experiences beyond the classroom, some of which you'll want to talk about, and others you'll keep to yourself. We have developed a pattern of thinking here and a way of looking at things that embolden you to solve all kinds of problems. You'll be ready to make a profound difference in a world that needs kind, compassionate, morally grounded citizens who understand the connections between ancient history and the complexities of modern society. The connections between people and their environment, the connections between the sciences and the arts. Now, this may sound daunting when you hear this right now, because you've only been on campus for a week or two. But remember this, you're not going to be on this journey alone. Our faculty and staff are here to work with you. Please reach out to them if you need that. And also, not a bad idea at the beginning to ask for a little divine intervention. So as we do that, I'm going to ask Dr. Austin Lobo, Washington College Associate Professor of Computer Science and co-director of the Information Systems minor and director of the Pre-Engineering Studies program. Dr. Lobo is also a deacon in the Catholic Church. He will give us the invocation. After he does that, please remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by our own a cappella, and then we will proceed with the program. Thank you. Dr. Lobo?
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the divine. God of all creation, we come before you today to give you honor and praise. You are worthy of praise. You are the source of all that is good. You are the source of all our blessings. You have lavished upon each of us life, wisdom, beauty, and hope for the future, the ability to love, to forgive, and to share the blessings given to us with others. Thank you for everything. Look with favor on everyone gathered here, especially the first-year students, and the members of the staff, the faculty, the community, and those whom we honor today in this ceremony. We pray that these women and men may rededicate themselves to continued growth and the sharing of their talents with others. Give them patience, determination, compassion, leadership, and a desire to excel. May they respond by developing your gifts to distinction. Finally, we pray that your love will continue to sustain all of us in peace and joy today and through all the days of our lives. Amen.
So Dr. Lobo, thank you. Wacapello, thank you. Please be seated. Okay. So I want to welcome the platform party members, our faculty, our staff who are here, friends who have come, but most of all, I'd like to say welcome to the members of Washington College class of 2023. So as we like to say here, welcome to Goose Nation. Let me congratulate you on your excellent choice of colleges. I'm now beginning my third year as president of Washington College, and I still am amazed at the incredible programs and assets that distinguish us amongst the very best liberal arts colleges and science colleges in the nation, like the Cater Society, Chesapeake Semester, our Kipling Hall program, the Literary House Press Room, the Hodson Boat House, the Sophie Kerr Prize, Explore America internships, the Eastern Shore Food Laboratory, Idea Works, the River and Field Campus, and the Siemens Griswold Environmental Hall are just a few of the many learning experiences you will find at this wonderful place. And I urge you, as you go forward, go out of your way to go to these places and interact with the fine people who are there. You know, but there's also another intangible element at Washington College that is, for me, one of the most appealing things about being here. It's truly a sense of community. It's a sense of family. I hope you experienced that when you visited here. And I hope you experienced that last week during our Explore programs. It is something that you will truly honor for 4 years, but I think for the rest of your lives. You're about to meet some of the people who will be your very best friends for the rest of your lives. As you make the transition from accepted applicant to matriculant, I thought it would be nice for you to hear from someone familiar, I hope, to most of you, Dr. Lorna Hunter. She's the Vice President of Enrollment Management. She and her team worked very hard to get you all here. And all of us at the college are very thankful that you're here. and thankful to her. So we're delighted to have you join the flock. I want to introduce you to Dr. Hunter. Dr. Hunter.
Greetings. It is so wonderful to just look out here and see all of you. I'd like to welcome you to this, the opening ceremony for the 237th entering class at Washington College. I want to give an especially warm welcome to the immensely talented group of young people who make up the class of 2023 and those who have transferred here and will enrich our upper classes. We are also fortunate to have with us 12 international exchange students. Class of 2023, this assembly marks the official beginning of your college career and serves to fully embrace you into the Washington College family. It is my privilege this afternoon to present this auspicious group to President Landgraf, Chair Golding, the Washington College faculty and staff, and the Washington College community at large. I will endeavor to describe for you some of the attributes that defined your class and make it special. This is a pleasant task for me because I have reviewed each of your applications, so I know firsthand what an extremely impressive group you are. My colleagues on the admission team and I selected you from over 3,000 applicants, and you earned your admission through stellar academics, commitment to extracurricular activities, leadership, and strength of character. Many of you were attracted to the beauty of our campus, our liberal arts and sciences curriculum, and our sense of community. One of you wrote, "When I visited for the first time, I immediately knew I wanted to come back." Another noted, "I absolutely fell in love with the school after the first visit, and I knew that it was the perfect place for me because it felt like a second home." Our committed faculty attracted others of you, and a number of you mentioned the name of a faculty person who influenced your decision to attend. Some of you wanted to be close to home, while others of you were looking for a completely new experience. Your class comes from all over the world, some from literally right around the corner, while others of you hail from California, Texas, Maine, Georgia, Colorado, Russia, South Africa, India, Austria, China. In fact, your class includes students from 23 states, the District of Columbia, 10 different countries, including US citizens who spent much of their lives living abroad. 3 of your classmates hold dual citizenships. You represent a wide range of religious, ethnic, and racial backgrounds, and you speak 20 different languages and dialects. Among your classmates, 32 report being bilingual, and 8 speak 3 or more languages. Within your class, 25% of you identify with African American, Asian American, Hispanic, or Native American backgrounds. 61% of your class is female, and 39% is male. A quarter of this class can join me and proudly say, "I'm first," as your first-generation college students. "8% of you have long-standing relationships with the college, 10 having had a parent or grandparent attend, while 2 of you had either both parents or both grandparents with whom to share this experience. 1 of you had a great-grandfather who graduated from Washington College. Others of you are following aunts, uncles, cousins, and siblings. I could be wrong, but I think the winner of the Most Siblings Award goes to a young lady who has had 5 brothers and sisters who have attended or are attending WC. That's pretty cool, huh? Another 3 of you know the college well because your parents work here. One of your classmates shared the story of her grandfather and the Washington College experiences that eventually led him to become an author and medical doctor. She writes, "Washington College was willing to give him a chance that others were not, and he achieved success because of it. He not only got his family out of poverty, but he inspired his children to love and value education. A worthy legacy for sure." In terms of educational strengths, your class brings to Washington College an array of academic talents, interests, and achievements. Collectively, you have taken 1,360 AP and IB courses. 16 of you have completed full IB diplomas, and more than 50 bring with you college credits through dual enrollment programs. Close to half of your class were in National Honor Societies, often having taken on leadership roles in those organizations. According to your applications, business, environmental science, and psychology are the year's top 3 academic interests. But your class is overwhelmingly interested in studying across disciplines and pursuing a wide variety of career paths, giving undecided the number 4 slot on the top interest hit parade. You already have pursued research on the environment, working with the Smithsonian on a study of seagrasses, with Save the Whales, and exploring wildlife habitats in Canada and Australia while rescuing turtles. One of your classmates received the World Conservation Award for his dedicated efforts to the environment, and yet another founded the Beach Cleanup Club in her hometown. You have achieved world finalist status in Odyssey of the Mind, written poetry, and won the President's Gold Seal Award for academic excellence. One of you illustrated a book. I have to admit, I went on Amazon, I checked it out, and it's really good. You have interned for the Botanical Gardens, gosh, if I can get it out, the National Aquarium, and the marketing department of the Red Cross. One of you has experienced testing mice for sleep apnea, and a number of you have gained political insights through Young Democrats and Young Republicans. Close to 30% of your class worked during high school. One of you was a barn manager, another a boat builder, still another earned extra cash as a drone photographer. Yet another worked in a stone yard, where he not only learned more efficient ways to move moss rocks weighing hundreds of pounds, he learned Spanish and some important life lessons along the way. You have worked grooming cats and dogs as lifeguards and camp counselors. Ever been in a hot air balloon? Well, one of your classmates was a crew member for the U.S. hot air balloon team. Perhaps there's a new sport in Washington College's future. Though not paid employment, I would be remiss if I didn't note one of your classmates is a 4-time turkey calling champion through the 4-H and the National Wild Turkey Federation. On a more serious note, this student has used his environmental and hunting skills for the Warrior Outdoor Summit, where he was a guide for veterans with PTSD. Yes, from starting a dog walking business to being chef and assistant cook for Create a Cook, to working on the family lavender farm, you have shown that you have a very strong work ethic. Your class also brings to the college talents in art, music, theater, and dance. You have performed in choirs from Vienna and Prague to singing with the Philly Pops Orchestra. Musical theater seems to be a real favorite for this class. Whether it's singing and dancing, being part of the pit orchestra, or designing costumes, you have thrown yourselves into theater with a passion. Many of you have distinguished yourselves in high school sports, competing on all league, all state, and all conference teams. One of you even played in the Women's Lacrosse World Championship. 40% of your class will participate in varsity teams at Washington College. With all of your accomplishments, your class has not been without hardship. You have lost parents, siblings, and friends, experienced times of homelessness and serious illness. You have faced racism and homophobia, as well as the fear of gun violence in your schools, and sought change through social action. Through it all, your class has shown compassion to others by being committed to community service and political activism, turning adversity into reasons to do good for others. You have shared your faith through peer ministries, worked with hospice, and helped build a park designed for children with disabilities. Your class has volunteered to reunite lost children with their families, raised money for clean drinking water in the Sudan, and worked with the American Civil Liberties Union to promote social justice and prison reform. You have been active against violence at home and abroad, and you have shared some of your dreams of using your educations to make a difference in the world by making significant changes, joining the Peace Corps, becoming politicians, or joining the military. As to that last aspiration, you can talk to one of the 2 veterans who are your classmates or one of the 3 children of service personnel about the commitment that would take. On behalf of the college, I want to stop here and sincerely thank our veterans for their service to our country. This entering group has shown strong interest in world events and taking action to effect change. In that spirit, I would like to share with you a few thoughts of one of your classmates who turned her childhood desire to be a superhero into a desire to make an impact. In her words, being a superhero is making the decisions that matter, that help, that turn every day into the unexpected. These are the parts of the superhero that for people like me, for everyone, are attainable, even in our seemingly boring, mundane lives. Even though I would love the powers in the costume and the cool superhero name, I've learned that I don't need them. In my own way, I can be a superhero, and that is what I strive to be. So, class of 2023, may each of you find the superhero within and make the decisions that matter good ones. You are already off to a fine start. At Washington College, you have faculty and staff who will help you to soar, and classmates who are ready to fly with you. Once again, welcome to Washington College. We are delighted to be a part of your lives.
Thank you, Dr. Hunter. And so on behalf of all of us here, we welcome you to our new class of learners. We're thrilled to have you part of the community. I especially want to meet the turkey caller. So come up and see me later. We can maybe have a new thing going on here. So I now have the pleasure of introducing one of the finest young people at our college. Nick Gottmuller is president of the Student Government Association. Nick is also a political science major. In addition to being SGA president, Nick is president of Kappa Sigma Omicron Phi, a member of the Maryland Student Legislature, a member of the College Democrats, and a member of the Model United Nations. Please help me welcome your president of the Student Government Association, Nick Gottmuller. Nick?
Good afternoon. Many of you saw me on video during summer advising, but it's much better to be here in person. So I'd like to take a few seconds to welcome all faculty, staff, and returning students back to Washington College. And just as importantly, I would like to extend a warm welcome to the first-year students who are almost finished their first week here at Washington. This has been an interesting week for me. On Monday, I attended class for what was my 17th and final first day of school. I spent a lot of this week not only thinking about the year that lies ahead, but also about the future that awaits me beyond graduation. I came to realize that the experiences that shaped me most at Washington College did not happen within the confines of a classroom, but rather through my involvement with the campus community. I have gained so much from my experiences with organizations on campus like the Model United Nations and Maryland Student Legislature, and have been fundamentally shaped by my leadership roles within my fraternity and the Student Government Association. Students at this school are incredibly lucky to be able to be involved in as many ways as they want to. It is highly encouraged to join as many clubs and try as many new activities as you can. It is through these additional activities that students learn to collaborate, lead others, handle conflict, and serve on behalf of something bigger than themselves. This is why I strongly believe Washington College not only prepares its students to enter the professional world post-graduation, but also hones each individual's skill set to be passionate and productive members of society. In the coming weeks, months, and years, I highly encourage all of you to consider becoming a member of a service organization, join fraternity and sorority life, write for the Elm, and become an active participant in student government. On that note, and as a shameless plug, the petitions for SGA Senate are out now. You can get them in the SGA office. It was also sent out in your emails, and we will be tabling at Hodson the rest of this week and into next week. I highly recommend doing that. Once again, I would like to welcome the first-year students to a community that I am proud to call my home. I wish you all the best of luck and cannot wait to work with you to make the Washington College student experience even better. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. That was great. So the next person I'm going to introduce to you is very important to us here at the college, but he started exactly where you're sitting now as a student. Washington College is governed by a body of volunteers called the Board of Visitors and Governors. George Washington served on the board. Washington College has asked this governing body to provide our vision, philanthropic support, and the leadership needed to sustain the college's position amongst the best small liberal arts colleges. It's my privilege to introduce to you the chair of our Washington College Board of Visitors, Stephen Golding, a 1972 graduate. No, but thought we could. We have something for you about that, Steve. And also a Washington College parent, deeply committed and a really very good board chair. Now, Steve has worked in higher education administration. He was also Secretary of Finance under 2 governors in the state of Delaware. He's been a senior advisor to the president of Ohio University, an executive in residence at the Voinovich School of Leadership and Public Affairs. Steve was first elected as alumni member of the Board of Visitors and Governors in 2003. He stepped into the role of board chair last September. But before I turn the podium over to Steve, I have a present for him. And I hope it's here. Yep. So, Steve, you know what this is? I'm going to tell you what this is. Okay, this is a book, a textbook published in 1963 called Biological Science, Molecules to Man. Now, this treasure was given to me by chemistry lab instructor Dana Chatelier, who found this in the belongings of his late father, Don Chatelier, who you'll learn is a legend here. He was associate professor of physical education, a Hall of Fame inductee at Washington College. So it happens that this book once belonged to none other than our very own Mr. Stephen Golding. His name is on the inside, okay? And there are also some handwritten notes from many of his admirers. Steve, I will not read the handwritten notes. I want to present this to you, but I also want to say to all of you, Steve Golding started just like you are today and has had an extraordinary career and making an extraordinary impact on Washington College. and I hope he represents a role model to you as you think about Washington College for the rest of your life. Please join me in welcoming Stephen Golding, who will deliver greetings from the Board of Visitors and Governors.
I actually remember writing that on this song. My father was very happy the way I handled books back then. Good afternoon, and I guess I don't need to introduce myself other than the fact I am the class of 72. I did sit in those chairs. 2 years later, I actually met my wife, who graduated in 1974. And as Kurt pointed out, my daughter matriculated here back in 2001. So we have a long and rich history with Washington College. But I am here before you today representing the Board of Trustees, and I bring with you a warm welcome and a heartiest congratulation from the board on your matriculation to Washington College, the class of 2023. What I would like to do more than anything else is to offer to you an open invitation from the Board of Trustees when they are on campus to take the opportunity to get to know them, to talk to them about your experiences, to engage them in conversation, because the board is only effective as its ability to represent the constituencies which we serve, and you, the students, are one of the most important constituencies from that perspective. And so when I make this invitation, I'm not just making it for myself, though certainly I'm more than willing to meet with anybody who would like to meet with me, but I make it for the full board because, quite frankly, one of the reasons why they are on the board is because of the active engagement that they get to have with students, and the ability to come back to campus and see the exciting things that you're doing, and to ensure that the programs that we are offering are meeting the needs of the students. So I welcome you here. I have to tell you, while Dr. Hunter was talking, I was actually getting tired. I'm not sure I would have had the energy to do what you all have done in your lives already. But clearly, we have recruited a very strong class, a class which I am sure will add a wonderful chapter to the history of Washington College. And I wish you great joy and tremendous success in the years to come. Welcome.
So thank you, Steve, for everything you do. And so he just invited all of you to talk to him, tell him anything you want. So Steve will have to be here for a couple hours. And that is terrific, and it's really true. The board here is on the board because they care about the college and they care about you. And when you're talking to him, just kind of fit in somewhere that Kurt's a good guy and everything will be good, okay? So one of the greatest pleasures I have is following the success of our alumni. At official gatherings such as this, we recognize the accomplishments of our alumni in their chosen field of work and the positive impact they have in the world, and we have many. It's stunning how many of our alumni have made a true mark in our society, and it makes me very proud. Today, we present the Alumni Horizon Ribbon Award, which recognizes our rising stars who are making the most of their liberal arts education. The award is given to an alumnus or an alumna who has demonstrated outstanding leadership, service, or scholarship in a particular area. Now, who knows? Maybe in the not-too-distant future, you will be coming up here and getting this award. I certainly hope so. I want to now invite Pat McMenamin, a Washington College alumnus and a parent, who serves as chair of the Alumni Board, to present the Alumni Horizon Ribbon Award. Pat graduated from Washington College in 1987 with a major in business management and a concentration in American history. He earned a law degree from Widener University School of Law and became a founding member and managing partner of McMenamin and Margiotti, serving clients throughout southeastern Pennsylvania. Pat?
Thank you, Kurt. On behalf of the alumni of Washington College, I would like to formally welcome all of you, the class of 2023, into the Shorman family. The Washington College Alumni Association is a strong community of individuals who share the common experience of a Washington College education. As students, you will benefit from the guidance and mentorship of those WC graduates who have come before you. The Alumni Network offers career guidance, job shadowing opportunities, internships, research projects, study abroad scholarships, and more. Like each of you, every Washington College alum made the important life decision to attend college in Chestertown. So many of us greatly valued what we took from this place that we decided to send our children here. As you go through your time at WC, you will find that all of us have one thing in common. We love Washington College, and I'm certain that at some point in your journey towards 2023, you will come to love WC as well. I now have the pleasure of presenting the 2019 Alumni Horizon Award. As Kurt said, established and passed by the full Alumni Board on April 25, 2009, the Alumni Horizon Ribbon Award was created as a means of formally identifying and recognizing alumni of the past 15 years. The award is given to an alumnus or alumna who has demonstrated outstanding leadership, service, or scholarship in a particular area. This year's recipient, Sean Rappelia, class of 2008, has previously visited campus to share his insights with students about careers in politics, and his tremendous accomplishments over the last 10 years since graduation make Sean an excellent recipient of this year's award. Sean, please join me on stage. There's a saying in Washington, D.C., if you want a friend in politics, get a dog. We might add, or go to Washington College. With the support and encouragement of friends he made through the Washington College Alumni Network, Sean Rappelia launched a political career that stretched from the nation's capital, where an alumna invited him to join her in President Obama's campaign for change in Montana, to Chicago, where another grad introduced him to Rahm Emanuel during his first run for mayor. Sean spent 5 years in the mayor's Office of Legislative Counsel and Government Affairs before joining the Hillary for America campaign as Illinois political director. Now, after spending 2 years helping J.B. Pritzker win the Illinois gubernatorial seat, Sean serves as the Illinois governor's deputy chief of staff for external affairs. It all began here at Washington College, where Sean enjoyed classes in English, history, and politics while playing varsity lacrosse and working for the campus newspaper, also having a voice in the Black Student Alliance. Sean, we're very proud of you and the work that you are doing, and we expect that even greater things are in store for you just on the horizon. It's with deep appreciation and keen anticipation that we hereby present to you the Alumni Horizon Ribbon Award.
Pat, thank you very much. And Sean, we are very proud of you. You make us all proud as a member of the Washington College family. You are truly an example for all of the students who are here. At this time, I'd like to introduce Suzanne Tex, biology lab instructor and coordinator and president of Theta of Maryland, Washington College's chapter of Phi Beta Kappa. Professor Tex will present the Phi Beta Kappa First Year Awards for Excellence in Liberal Arts and Learning and the first-year scholarship medal.
It's my privilege to be here today to introduce our first-year students to the Theta of Maryland chapter of Phi Beta Kappa and to present the first-year awards. Founded on December 5th, 1776, Phi Beta Kappa is the oldest and most prestigious honor society in the United States. For over 230 years, the society has been a leading advocate for the ideals of a liberal arts education. Our chapter initiates seniors during their spring semester. However, the awards presented today are given annually to high-achieving students in the second year of residency at Washington College who demonstrated exemplary performance during their first 2 semesters. It's also my privilege to announce that all of the students who are receiving the first-year Phi Beta Kappa Award for Excellence in Liberal Learning have also qualified to receive the first-year scholarship medal, which is given annually to the student or students who attain the highest academic average during the first year. It just so happened this year the same students qualified for both honors, and we are pleased to present them together. Students, when I call your names, please join us on stage over here to receive your awards and remain on stage for a group picture. Audience, please hold your applause until I have called all the names. Nathaniel E. Braddock. Allison E. Buckwalter. Annalise C. Bush. Ryan M. Colbert. Catherine R. DeRozier. Sammy S. DiLoretto. John F. Dodsworth. Teddy L. Friedline. Anna E. Garrow. James M. Hansel. Elizabeth A. Hay. Brianna M. Parisi. Erica D. Quinones. Holly M. Williams. And Caitlin R. Woods in absentia. Congratulations.
Thank you, Suzanne. And congratulations to all of you for your first year of work. I hope we can formally welcome you into Phi Beta Kappa in a few years' time. It's now my privilege to call upon the Provost and Dean of the College, Dr. Patrice DeQuinzio, who will present academic honors for the 2018 and 2019 academic year.
Thank you very much, President Landgraf. It gives me great pleasure to congratulate the newest cohort of young people who have been accepted into our academic community and to formally embrace this intellectually curious, creative, and socially committed class of 2023 into our companionship of learning. We are delighted to have you here with us, and we look forward to bestowing awards on you in the future. The upperclassmen we will now recognize are models of exemplary academic performance, and I know they would be delighted to share with our first-year students how they have learned to effectively balance their studies with campus life and social activities. Students, will you please come forward when I call your name? Audience, please hold your applause until they are all here. The Alumni Medal is awarded to a member of the sophomore class who attains the highest academic average for the year. Annalee R. Buscarino. Camden R. Finney. Bethany J. Ford. Elizabeth A. Lilly, in absentia. Julia M. Manaraze. Caitlin A. McDaniel. And Megan S. Walsh. The Visitors and Governors Medal, given annually to the junior who attains the highest academic average for the year. Lauren E. Frick. Larissa M. Okshewski. And Jessica L. Wiley. The Interfraternity Panhellenic Council Awards, held annually by the sorority and the fraternity who have achieved the highest scholastic average for the preceding year. This year, the sorority is Alpha Chi Omega, and the fraternity is Kappa Alpha Order. The Middendorf Scholars Award, given annually by the Middendorf Foundation to rising seniors for academic excellence and leadership qualities. This year's recipients are Nicole E. Certizio, Caitlin M. Creasy, Hannah C. Sauer, and Abby L. Wargo. The Middendorf Environmental Studies Scholar Award, given annually by the Middendorf Foundation to a rising senior for academic excellence and leadership qualities. Jacob A. Vasilati. The Eleanor Taylor Class of 44 and Francis Taylor Chemistry Prize, given annually to a rising senior student majoring in chemistry at Washington College. The recipient must demonstrate special interest and high academic achievement in chemistry. Alexandra L. Searles. And congratulations to all of our award winners today.
Thank you, Dean. So as I looked at the last one, I noticed there's a nice check in each one of those. If I would have known that, we could have grown our endowment a little bit. That was great. Congratulations to all of you. So thank you, Patrice, and congratulations to all of you who have won this very, very important award. Today, we've honored our alumni, faculty, and students who have set examples of accomplishment, integrity, and service to others, and who are role models in our entire community. Last but certainly not least, it is a fabulous tradition at this college that the faculty member presented with the Alumni Distinguished Teaching Award at commencement is invited to address the audience at Fall Convocation. This year's award goes, and I'm probably not supposed to say this, but to a truly cool person. She's just fun to be around. She's extraordinary. Dr. Cristina Casado Presa. She chairs our Department of World Languages and Cultures. Dr. Casado Presa joined the Washington College faculty as an assistant professor of Spanish in the fall of 2008 and was promoted to associate professor in the spring of 2014. She also serves as director of the Gender Studies program. Cristina, would you please join me on stage as I read your citation? Okay. So this is what the citation says, and here's your citation, okay? There are lots of reasons why Washington College students are drawn to Hispanic studies majors. Given the humanitarian crisis on the U.S. southern border, the growing Hispanic population in our nation's rural communities, political and economic strife in Latin America, and a global economy that encompasses 20 Spanish-speaking nations, students would do well to gain proficiency in another language and to enrich their understanding of diverse cultures. But here at Washington College, we can point to another reason: the bewitching Cristina Casado Presa, Associate Professor of Spanish and Chair of the Department of World Languages and Cultures. A native of León, Spain, has recast the Hispanic Studies program by introducing several innovative courses, including a film class for advanced language students at the upper-level seminar on the Spanish Civil War. Her first-year seminar, called Witches, Vampires, and Ghosts, was widely popular with students, and many of you were enchanted enough to take more classes with this warm and engaging teacher. As director of the Gender Studies program, she encouraged the study of gender across all cultures, as well as inclusionary programming that appeals to a wide variety of students and present different theories of gender. Since coming to Chestertown in 2008, Dr. Casado Presa has exemplified the high standards of Washington College at their best. Those dedicated professionals who are knowledgeable and passionate about their fields of study, who truly enjoy teaching, and who are devoted to their students' success. She is deeply committed not just to the teaching and learning of languages, but to the liberal arts education. On this occasion, it is a great pleasure that we recognize Cristina Casado Presa, the 2019 recipient of the Alumni Award for Distinguished Teaching. Please welcome one of our very finest, Cristina.
President Landgraf, Kurt, Dean DiQuincio, members of the board, faculty, students, parents, buenas tardes a todos. Good afternoon. I can't believe it has been 3 months since I heard my name in graduation as the recipient of this award. I can't really express how honored and thankful I am for it, neither in English nor in my native language, Spanish. However, I am going to take this opportunity to thank the people whose effort and support have made this possible. Please let me start with the ones that are not here today. I want to begin with the biggest and most special mention to my family. To my father, Deo Gracias, my mother, Aurora, and my brother, Luis. Nothing I say can convey how grateful I am for having them. I also want to mention my friends on both sides of the pond, the ones that I miss dearly and the ones that have welcomed me in their lives here. Last but not least, I want to thank 3 people that have mentored and guided me in my journey in academia. Dr. Marta Sofía López Rodríguez from University of León in Spain, Dr. Ana Corbalán from University of Alabama, and Dr. Adriano Duque from Villanova University. Now, let's go with the people who are here today. I would like to acknowledge this group of excellent professionals that are my fellow faculty, and particularly my female colleagues. Since this speech became a tradition a few years ago, I am the first woman on stage. Thus, let me recognize the faculty, and very especially all these women who dedicate their time, effort, and enthusiasm to the service of education, research, and innovation. Of course, I can't forget my students. I really appreciate the effort and interest they put in my classes, but I also cherish the time we share outside the classroom. I really value our conversations and our discussions of Netflix shows, movies, and comics. And I also thank them for teaching me the meaning and proper use of words like yeet and their support during the last season of Game of Thrones. Speaking of students, I would like to say a few words to our protagonists today, first-year students. I want to welcome you, those entering university life. I still remember my first day of college. A lot of expectations floated in my head, and why deny it? Some fears we may share as well. I was wondering, did I choose the right career? Will I make new friends? What if I don't like a subject? Can I do this? I only dare to give you an answer. Yes, you can do it. Moreover, congratulations, because you're starting an amazing journey. I am not sure if you're familiar with this series, but when I was very young, I used to read books from a collection called Choose Your Own Adventure. The books are written in the second person, and the reader becomes the protagonist and takes on roles, such as private investigator, doctor, spy, or my favorite, vampire hunter. As you can imagine, after a couple of pages of reading, you face 2 or 3 options, each of which leads to more options, and then to one of many endings. You are now starting your own and personal volume, your own and unique adventure. It is important that you keep in mind that academic success and success in general does not imply traveling a perfect path. It is not synonymous with a road without some stops or unexpected twists and turns. Let me share a bit of my own adventure with you. I was never one of those people who had a clear career path in mind. I contemplated, among other things, such disparate degrees as law and nursing. I finally decided to study English philology, a degree that allowed me to combine two of my passions, foreign languages and my love for reading. And still, when I was about to graduate, I was not sure of what I wanted to do next. Then one of my professors asked me if I would be interested in entering a master's program in Spanish language and literature in the United States. And that created an opportunity I had never considered. Let's say that in terms of choosing my own adventure, I jumped to page 100. That master's was followed by a PhD with a specialization in contemporary literature and a special love for non-traditional female characters, like witches. And here I am now. For the last 10 years, I have been part of the World Languages and Cultures Department. Here, I work with a group of teachers and researchers that share with me the passion of teaching you about other languages and cultures, in sum, to offer you different and new paths that you might have never considered. It's been crazy at some points, but I can tell you sincerely that I am in love with what I do. So, first-year students, today, in your first week of classes, I would like to invite you to fall in love as well. To fall in love with the subjects you're studying, to fall in love with knowledge, to fall in love with understanding the world and understanding yourselves. And not only from the perspective of your major or academic program, but from the interdisciplinarity that the college offers. And also from contact with the campus community, because there is always something to take from those around us and their experiences. Traveling is nice, but it's not as nice to do it alone. And we all know that any good adventure gets better with travel companions. Look around. At your side, there are a lot of young women and men who are in the same position as you. You will come to know them, and they will become your compañeros. Some will even become your best friends. Receive them with an open heart. Of course, you can also count on the rest of us. The faculty, the staff, the administration will also be by your side. We are very interested in what happens to you and want to make sure that you are achieving your full potential here. Never feel shy to ask us for help if you need it. And don't hesitate to come and see us just because. We like talking to you. I must also say that you need not love everything. You may find along the way a subject with which you don't feel much affinity, or experience a moment in which you find yourself flagging. But in the end, you will recognize that all of this is part of your life project, your adventure. I am sure that during the last couple of weeks you have received many recommendations from your advisors and mentors. Go to class, learn the campus, know the academic policies, have a social life but plan your study time properly, accept constructive criticism, take care of your physical and mental well-being, communicate, be part of the campus life. This is really sound advice, and I encourage you to follow it. But I would like to add something else. Do not limit yourselves. Do not just occupy a seat in class. Do not just work for a grade. Challenge yourselves to be a better version of yourselves every day, because the most valuable knowledge, the most enduring knowledge, is that which makes our surrounding environment a better place. Any big change, any big improvement lies in the everyday, in the here and now. I am almost done here. As we say in my country, lo bueno si breve dos veces bueno. What's good when brief, twice as good. Thus, it only remains for me to welcome you again to the Washington College community, and of course, to wish you the very best choosing your own adventure. Enjoy it. Muchas gracias.
So I told you she was pretty cool, huh? So thank you very much, Cristina. That was fabulous. You did a great job. And I would be remiss, and I got to sort of turn around this way. As I start my third year, I want to especially thank the faculty. It has been my privilege to work with them. They're amongst the finest people I have ever known in my entire career. Without you all, this college would not be the wonderful place that it is. So please accept my true, heartfelt thanks for everything that you do. Thank you. Okay, as we conclude this afternoon's convocation, I'd like to invite all of you in the audience to join us for a light reception in the Underwood lobby right out here. And for the class of 2023, at the reception, if you've not already done so, please pick up your special gift. I see Kate Van Nam here. So Kate has a special gift for you. She's a Washington College alumni, as is her husband, Joe. And when you're out there, she'll give a special toast that you'll be hearing many times over the next 4 years. She'll show you how we toast to our founder, George Washington. Following the reception, we're going to take a picture of the class of 23 in Martha Washington Square. It's right over here. So I'd ask you to stand. Okay. And join a cappella in the singing of your alma mater. Now, the words are printed in the program. Then after we finish, I'd like you to continue to stand while Dr. Lobo for the benediction from Dr. Lobo, and as the academic procession leaves.
Let us once again pause in silence as we pray. Loving God, bless all of us gathered here today as we leave this auditorium together in friendship and fellowship. Thank you for the blessings of our individual and collective gifts. Place in our hearts the desire to make a difference to our families, our community, our country, and the many cultures and peoples worldwide. Give us balance in times of distraction and uncertainty. Help us to move towards our goal with determination and an abundant sense of humor. Amen. And our ceremony has concluded. Please remain standing until the recessional, and then go forth and make a difference in the world.